In just 2 years, I was able to transform my setup from this all the way to my $15,000 gaming room. I spend so many hours inside of my room, so it was really important for me that I built a nice room. But before we talk about my room, let's rewind back about 2 years. In 2020, during the cough, every kid and their grandparents was building their own setup at home. Whether it was for gaming, work, school, it didn't matter. Everyone was building their own setup. I was no different, and actually 9 days after my school got canceled, I bought my very first gaming PC, and this was kind of the start of my gaming setup addiction, you could say. I had some previous console setups, but they were really messy, not too good, but as soon as I got my own PC, I finally built a kind of decent setup. I used everything from my old setup and just added a PC, and after organizing it completely, it actually looked like a pretty decent setup. I mean, you have 2 monitors, a decent PC, decent keyboard and mouse, kind of good cable management, but there's just one big problem. The setup was only worth 1.5k in total, so that doesn't really answer how I was able to build a gaming setup that was worth 10 times more. At that time, I spent all the money I had on that setup, but I still wanted to upgrade it more. Being the 13-year-old squeaker I was, no, I'm like actually not kidding. This is a video of me in May of 2020 when I was 13.
Bro, he's peeing on my spot.
So yeah, I don't think sounding like that I was gonna get any real job, so I had to find other ways of making money. The way I was able to build my first gaming setups was simply through birthdays and Christmases. And after 3 to 4 years of doing that, I was able to get around 1.5k worth of equipment, which was the exact setup you guys saw just a couple of seconds ago. After that, it was time for my second money-making method, and that was from YouTube. I already explained my origin story in a couple of YouTube videos, but I'm just gonna give a quick explanation to it for any new viewers. Between April and May of 2020, I tried making soccer videos, but those didn't do too well. Then I switched over to gaming Valorant videos, and those actually did a whole lot better. However, I don't know, I was just a lazy bum and really had a very inconsistent upload schedule and really didn't put too much effort into it. So I posted videos super inconsistently between May of 2020 all the way up until September of 2020, and then after that, I kind of just took a 3-month long break. So after 3 months, I decided to give YouTube another try and ended up posting a Fortnite gaming video, and this was by far the most amount of effort I put into a video. I recorded it for 1 week, spent like maybe 4 or 5 hours editing it, and it got like 7k views in 1 week. And this was basically the start of my Fortnite YouTube journey, I guess. This was all the way back in December of 2020. However, I didn't get monetized on YouTube until January of 2021. For those of you guys that don't know, once you get monetized on YouTube, that means you're finally able to start making money from ads. And depending on what type of content you do, you can either get $3 all the way up to $25 per 1,000 views. However, since I was doing Fortnite gaming videos, I was all the way on the low end, so I was getting about $3 per 1k views. So when I first got monetized, I was getting anywhere from like $3 to $5 a day, which is actually not too bad for someone's first time ever being monetized. I ended up getting $100 that month, and then each of the next couple months, it just slowly climbed little by little all the way to like $400 in April. In April of 2021, I think I had about $800 to $900 earned from YouTube only, and I just basically saved all of that. However, I did completely kind of remake my setup, and I also upgraded some peripherals like keyboards, mice, webcam, and also got like a new desk. As my audience grew, I started promoting my supporter creator code from Fortnite a little bit more, and this was my third way of making income. Since I still had a decently small audience of around 10 to 15k subs at the time, I was still getting maybe $100 to $200 each month from the supporter creator code. In summer of 2021, I started daily streaming on YouTube, and this just basically exploded my revenue and my growth at the time on YouTube. In June, I finally got more than $1,000 in a single month, and I was only 14 years old at this time, and then the next month it even was better. So in July, I earned about 2.5k. Keep in mind that I was basically doing all of this on a really crappy PC that could barely stream, and it just was able to record. With the new revenue I just got from YouTube in July, I ended up buying myself the biggest purchase at the time, which was a brand new gaming PC. It ended up costing me around 1.4, almost 1.5k with all the extra like taxes and all that kind of stuff, but it definitely was worth it. I also switched to an L-shaped desk, and I'm not gonna lie, my gaming setup at this time was pretty messy, but I just didn't really care. As time went on, I continued posting videos pretty consistently on YouTube, maybe one every 2 days, and I still was daily streaming. But in September of 2021, I decided to make the switch to Twitch streaming. Twitch was my fourth way of making income, and once you get monetized on Twitch, it's kind of different compared to YouTube. You still get paid from ads, but you also get paid from subs, donations, bits, and all that kind of stuff on Twitch. In my very first month on Twitch, I actually ended up getting a little bit over $950, which was really good for my very first month on Twitch. However, I was basically getting the exact same amount on YouTube from donations as I was on Twitch, plus I had around 350 to 750 viewers on YouTube compared to the only 150 to 250 I had from Twitch, so it was kind of a no-brainer, and I just switched back to YouTube. I upgraded a few things on my setup, but my setup really didn't change too much all the way until December. In November of 2021, I actually made 6K in a single month, which was really good. In December of 2021, I actually had my biggest blow up ever, and I went from literally barely 70K subs all the way to over 125K in a single month, which is insane. So of course, I ended up going crazy with a bunch of new equipment like monitors, keyboards, microphones, cameras, and all that kind of good stuff. However, just a couple of weeks after building this setup, I wanted to build my real kind of first dream gaming setup. I easily spent over $1,000 on that setup. I got myself a completely new desk like Alex drawers, tabletop, and just a bunch of new accessories. Plus, I also ended up getting a brand new PC for around 2.7K, but it ended up coming a month later, all the way in January of 2022. For this setup though, I would say this was kind of my first real dream setup, and it definitely looked a lot better than all of my previous setups by far. As a Fortnite gaming content creator, you don't really get too many sponsorships, to be honest, but finally in around April or May of 2022, I finally started getting some of my first few sponsors, and this was my 5th way of making money. I cannot really disclose how much money I actually ended up getting from these sponsors, but a lot of content creators, like I'd say easily over 50% of them, get more money from sponsorships than they do from actual YouTube ad revenue. During around June of 2022, my revenue actually started going on a pretty heavy decline. I'm not gonna lie, I went from making 10 to 12K a month from YouTube alone, and it dipped all the way down to like I think 7 or 6K in a single month, which I basically lost 50% of my income simply due to Fortnite's popularity decreasing. I actually ended up switching to Valorant content for about 2 months, and it was super risky because my revenue kept on going down. It did not help it at all. I got no sponsors, and this could have easily kind of killed my YouTube channel, you could say. I did end up actually upgrading my gaming PC during this time and kind of changing my setup again, but looking at it, I think it would definitely be fair to say that it was more of a downgrade compared to my previous setup. I don't really know why I changed it like this. I just kind of wanted something new. So in August, I ended up switching back to Fortnite content, and I don't really know what it was, but it's like my viewers were literally waiting for me. Like you guys were literally waiting for me. After a couple months of doing Fortnite content, I actually kind of just completely fell out of love for doing content around gaming in general. I mean, you can imagine doing gaming content for super consistently for literally like 2 years straight does definitely kind of take a toll on you. I slowly started transitioning into more of like a kind of vlog tech niche, I guess you could say, and I cannot describe how lucky I am that you guys still enjoy my videos, and you guys actually enjoy these videos a whole lot more than my old gaming videos, probably because my old ones were just like really too repetitive. However, I will say making videos just like these definitely takes so much more effort than my old gaming videos, but I wouldn't have it any other way because I enjoy these videos a whole lot more. Not only is my YouTube revenue really good right now, but I finally switching to this new type of content, I'm getting a lot of sponsors. The best part about having a gaming setup when you get sponsors is that you simply get a bunch of like kind of free stuff completely, like keyboards, mice, and a bunch of other things. Just 1 month ago, I completely redid my setup again, and I really do like it a whole lot more because it's just so much more unique compared to any other setup I had. And of course, I ended up like upgrading my keyboard, mouse, peripherals, cameras, literally like all that kind of good stuff. And this is definitely the best my setup has like ever been. Not only that, but I had so much equipment left over that I was able to build a completely new gaming setup, and I had it for about 1 month. It was kind of my productive setup, I guess you could say, but I didn't really use it, so I kind of just took it down like 2 days ago. But yeah, that's basically a quick story of kind of my setup transformation over the last 2 years, and it's definitely changed so much. A ton of work went into making this video, so make sure you click right over here if you did enjoy it to drop a quick sub. On the other side, make sure you click right over here to watch one of my brand new videos, and yeah, that's about it. Peace!